Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stream, and I do want to apologize. We thought we were going to get Beaver X and I believe against Vintage, but they are already in map 3 already, so we're just going to start off with the next one. We have ATK Gaming going up against the team we just saw. Got a 3-0 victory, Ozone eSports. I'm here, of course, with the lovely, the best, better than Gordon Ramsay, the gaming chef. How you doing, man?
Ready to cook up the second game of the stream, ATK Ozone. We got Boss Man himself out there. We got Sitched, Ronnie, Swiz against Ozone. We got Hope, Quinten, JReeaps, Oddness, and Tower. We just seen those guys on stream. They did an amazing job with a 3-0, and they continue that success against the dominating ATK 2-0 in this series so far. And they have not dropped a map. And they continue.
Whew, can they continue? The biggest question on everybody's mind, and maybe one of the biggest trash talkers you will see at this tournament. In particular, Ronnie and I know flipping. They get hot and heavy when it comes to the trash talk, and that's exactly what you want to see. And those are some good shots right there. But so far on the P1 Ozone eSports, they're just doing a good job, getting as much time as they can. They know the rotation is going to be difficult, and it really comes down to number 3. Can Oddness somehow find this kill against number 8? It's going to be Hav, and he has been playing out of his mind. The crossfire is in, so ATK, they get this Pillars Hill looking pretty solid for right now. The setup is looking clean.
Yeah, I like the ATK defense here. You know, Ozone's doing an amazing job sticking together, but they're not doing a good job sticking bullets in bodies. They are not getting them out of there. Oddness on the 1 and 5, not what we've seen from him earlier. JReeaps looking good as always, but he needs his teammate on his back. But looking at the scoreboard, we got Ozone in the lead as everyone starts rotating out, like Tower versus Flippin' in the site. But where's the rest of that team? Picking up Scrap. You don't need 3 players on Scrap. Just do a nice 1v1. If you lose it, you lost it. Here we go, 2-2 in the kitchen.
And Ozone, yeah, they did a good job of transitioning. Look at Tower, he's already all the way back there, and I think this out of ATK, they kind of rotated too many players too early at around 30 seconds. They went 3 down, but as I say that, 2 members will drop, so they will hold on to the kitchen, which I know, Chef, is your favorite spot, and we are seeing what they're cooking up, and guess what? The MVPs, they are out, and I'm talking not about Flippin', not about Swiz, but I'm talking about the trophy systems, because those things, they come up with more kills than I think people realize, and they are almost undefeated when it comes to kill death department.
Yeah, you got to set up your defenses. Get in there, hold your spot, throw the trophies down, keep them grenades from cooking you up. But, you know, the ovens are on, and ATK had it set up. But look at Ozone. It's their time to shine in there. The delivery is coming in, but they are canceling it. They do not want those raw veggies in their fridge. They're out of there. Ozone holding it down the Scrap the right way here with just 1 man's over there. So everyone's rotating out onto next. We got a full-out war for this rotation. 2v2 out there. Tower, oh my gosh, 2-piece, still holding Scrap, by the way. They almost doubled score going in. They got the gate points here. ATK looking pretty slow now. What's going on over there?
I think right now they're rotating just too early, and they keep thinking somebody's behind them. They're doing a great job of clearing out their back, but it just feels like they're constantly looking behind them. Yeah, they're looking cracked, and they actually get this break relatively clean, so good job on them taking their time, and it was Flipping coming away with 2, but it just kind of feels like they're not necessarily hitting their groove quite yet, but this is a team that really has a good second half of hard points, so I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to do once this P6 comes around. They should be able to get their footing underneath them, and finally getting a little bit of that scrap time. They're going to push themselves roughly within 20 points, but the full rotation is here. But look who's behind him, Swiz. He can cause a lot of disruption.
Yeah, I'm noticing here with the way they're setting this up, ATK just, you know, getting up there for the tie, but Ozone, they're ready for this full 60. They got it locked down, but now the gates have opened. The flood comes in. ATK trying to get it done. Swiz, Ronnie getting their kills. Here comes some more in. It is only JReeaps, And by only, I mean the king of Ozone left to get it done. Here we go, the reverse flood now. Ozone trying to get in there. Swiz looking to hold it off. That's 3 in a row. Flip is now the last one left. The boss man himself trying to hold it down, leading his team back in. It is flip over flip over flip. The offenses are insane here, but where is the defense?
Yeah, the defense has been not there from either squad. But, ooh, I don't know how Pope ended up finding that kill. My goodness, I think that bullet probably whizzed right by his head and into the counter behind him. But look at number 8. Hob has positioned himself successfully, and he will get one. Will he be able to find another? And, ooh, he at least gets that information. So that's 3 players down. He knows where the 4th is. And Hob already has earned a glide bomb. I think right off the beginning of the game, he started off 8-1. So great job coming on in from him. Flipping, clears out the kitchen temporarily. But ATK, they have been sitting comfortably in this hill, and I think Swiz knows there's a player down low, gets the kill. That's 3 members down, and maybe this is the setup they've been looking for.
Yeah, I'm seeing the turnaround now from ATK. They finally have the setup, and they're able to hold it down. The slaying power of ATK is looking a little stronger, but JReeaps is right there to offset it himself with hill time and everything. I mean, honestly, if they're able to get JReeaps off of his game, I think ATK is going to be able to pull away quite strongly. But, you know, we've seen the power of Ozone eSports is in their teamwork and what they're able to get done together and what JReeaps is able to pretty much get done on his own. And that's what's giving them more of the lead right now. But, you know, ATK, very talented bunch of folks on the back of Logan there, trying to get this one in. I think that they're going to be able to turn this one around. I'm feeling maybe a 3-1, looking at how this is starting in favor of ATK. Ozone, I think, can get this hard point, though.
They absolutely can. It's just a matter of, like you said, the teamwork and finding those kills and capitalizing upon it. And that's exactly what's happening. Every single time they get the player off the hill, they have a teammate who's ready to hop on into it. Oddness, not having the greatest of games, but he's not necessarily needing to do that. JReeaps, 18 and 11. Tower still with the AR, 16 and 19. That's what you want to see. You want to have just at least 2 consistent players. But look at Ronnie as well. Almost gets the 4-piece. Not quite there. But Swiz, he is on the return. Finds one before he goes down. But Hob leading the entire lobby, 23 and 11. But again, Ozone, they've been exceptional when it comes to this P1.
Yeah, P1's such a tough one. You know, like we've seen their bodies dropped on bodies, but the thing with Ozone, like you mentioned, there's always another player right there when one drops. There's always 2 people. It is never anyone by themselves. ATK, it's kind of been like that too. I haven't seen anyone kind of by themselves, but I don't know if their kills are helping anyone out. They're just kind of getting kills. They're not getting the right ones. And that's why they've been about 20, 30 points behind this whole time. And looking at Ozone, they're always in a great position. He's there, we see another one falls, but look, there's 3 on the hill. Another one dies, there's another one you gotta kill. And ATK got the slaying power, but they're not all gods out there. They can't all get the doubles, get the triples. And there we see again, Ronnie gets the kill, but Oddness is there. And it's just too much to handle for any player. The teamwork is just outstanding from Ozone. One man is like 4 on their team, but that's kind of where they slow down on S&D, on Control, because there's respawns. And those KDs, that's where they're falling behind. Look at the KDs for Ozone. Not looking hot. Look at the KDs for ATK. Looking very good, especially if you're off. Duo KD this late in the game with a minute on the hill. Yikes, this guy's good. And look at him on hill. Here, draft. They're cooking. They're looking good.
They're cooking, looking good, and honestly, that P2 break was picture perfect-esque. I mean, it was just absolutely exactly what you needed out of the team. Go back and watch how they broke it. Take notes, because it was perfect from the side of Ozone. But unfortunately, I think they took a little bit too long here to try to push all the way out in the back. I think at 50 seconds, they still had players who were sitting on the bottom side of deck. So kind of a little bit interesting, but they have been winning the scrap. I think that's the biggest thing for the side of Ozone, what's really giving them the lead. But guess what, ATK, it is a picture-perfect hold, and that's exactly what we were talking about. Whoever is going to get one of these is really going to catapult themselves forward in this game. They push themselves within just 4 points, but so far it's an open P4 bar hill. who's going to have the last drink as the shots are coming out.
Yeah, a battle of the beasts over here. 50-50 gunfight all the way through. Not where you want to be if you're anyone. But looking like it's going in favor of Ozone right now. We're getting down to the wire for this first round here, and it's going to be huge. It could go either way, but I'm seeing all 4 players still up for Ozone eSports over there on the hill. ATK just flowing in, just being another number on the board here for Ozone. Looking very good out there. They can win it here. I don't think they're going to. Nope, there comes the contest. Flipping with a beautiful double. Hob able to answer one off. There it comes. Only 15 seconds left. They're going to have to start sending players off to next. Here we go. Off to the restaurant. I think it might end here unless it gets a little too crazy. But look at Ozone, Raph. They're just so good as a team. All 4 in there. Oh my gosh, they're fast.
And it's going to come down to Flippin. He's going to have to try to find this player unless of his teammates can win all these gunfights, and they do. And so here comes a break, and it's just 11 seconds away for the side of Ozone. I think we're going to get our first close map of pool play so far here today at the Fort Collins LAN Contender Event Center, as now it is a tie game. ATK, can they close this one out? But the teammates, they're coming out in. Towers doing everything he can to stay alive. And there we go, Ozone. They're still in the hill. Can Tower hold them off? Swiz is there. But no, the shots. Hob comes out in 241. 241. And here comes the flood. And this one, it could actually go if they contest it long enough. Somebody's got to think about rotation. ATK, I think they've done enough. Maybe they have. I'm not too sure, Chef.
Oh my gosh, it could go either way. Flippin was in there, holding it off, coming in from the back. 247, it gets flipped. 1 second left. It is off to the next hill. And I think it's just by chance. ATK is over there on garage. No. They're going to clean it up. No dramatic exit on that one. It was all on restaurant. Oh my gosh. Like I said, it could have ended there unless it goes insane. And insane it went. Flippin almost single-handedly hobbed and weaved like Jack and Steve out there trying to hold her down. Good Lord, that guy was holding it by himself and made it to the next hill. I'm not sure if it was by chance they had the rotation or if someone was there. I wasn't even looking that direction because that restaurant hold impeccable, honestly, from both teams. But they just weren't thinking 10 steps ahead. Like ATK, an amazing first round. Seriously, great job from both teams. I mean, I count that as a win for both teams, really. But, you know, when it comes down to score, ATK up 1-0.
And that just, it was so chaotic at the end, right? It really was. Who could get the final step? And I really knew it kind of came down to ATK just needing to contest long enough. And they did it exactly how they needed to. And guess what? Like you said, I think it was just a matter of chance of where the players from Ozone spawned out, because they were all the way in the back of the P4 with only 8 seconds needed for the side of ATK to close that one out. And guess what? Nobody was able to contest it at the very end. So congrats to the side of ATK. They stayed strong because they were down that entire game. I don't think they had a lead until the very end of that game. So I mean, all the way down, a photo finish coming on in from the side of ATK, but Ozone, that's a map that's gotta hurt because they were in the driver's seat a lot of that time. And looking at that damage, looking at that stat line, Hava was 36 and 21 with 4,500 damage. When it comes down to the AR and who was dealing the most damage, he basically doubled almost everybody on his team.
Yeah, what a turnout, honestly, from everyone. You know, I don't even know if it was an upset because it was like 20, 30 points the entire match. Ozone were holding scraps pretty good. At the start, had a few too many players at it, but then they started leaving just one and just doing it correctly. ATK, they were in there doing an amazing job, just getting that offense going, but the defense wasn't really there for either team. But they kept building on each other up until the very end, and ATK slaying power started to really show when those points really counted, especially at Restaurant. The way each player was able to hold their own, and their kills were very important, getting right where they need to be. Amazing flanks, amazing positioning, amazing defense, and then it all came down to that final rotation. Again, I don't know if it happened to be that's where the game spawned them or if they planned it. I'm going to go with they planned it because they're such an impeccable team. ATK, amazing work. Ozone, for sure, amazing work. Just needed to hold it out a little longer.
Ugh.
But, you know, Logan's one, you definitely don't want to skimp a single second because he's going to get you.
He's gonna get him, and it happened too. It's unfortunate, right? You go back, and it was so chaotic at that final hill. I'm sure you're probably gonna go back and look at the VOD and be like, "Oh, we could have, made a few seconds here. We could have challenged." Yeah. You can't dwell on those things right now because you're still in the middle of the series, and you're going into your strongest mode. And guess what? We're looking for the JReeaps show to pull out the sniper. I think he's got it. We got it out right here. This is exactly what you're looking for. And I think on the other side, I'm really not sure who brings out the sniper. I think it is Swiz, if I'm not mistaken. But on a map like Mercado, we're seeing everything that Ozone has in their arsenal. You can tell they do not want to finish as one of the bottom two teams. They're currently 1-1, and what a map one that was against ATK. But you have to show how good you are at Search and Destroy right now.
Yeah, I just want to give a red alert update. Beaver won 3-0 against Vintage.
But guess what?
Looking at our game here, Swiz 2-0. Oh, baby, already looking good. JReeaps with the snipe. The 1v1 action, but his teammate takes him out. That's a 2v3 Oddness. JReeaps, they are sticking together here as Ozone always does. I love the pre-fire there. Gives out their positioning, though. Interesting to see if they hop up here. Ronnie not doing too much for his team in that position. I think he's just waiting for a little tradies. JReeaps, oh man, he's a dirty one. Gets it on the mantle. All right, goes right into it. I think flip it.
No.
Oh, whoa, the double. I did not see that. 1v1, not much time left. Tries to get away from it, but ATK ends up with it. That almost went in Ozone's favor, but just enough to clean it up.
That was scary. Ronnie, I mean, my goodness. I'm not sure who that second player got traded out was, but you found yourself in a really bad spot there. And I mean, Ronnie, he was able to back up just enough. And I think if that player had his submachine gun out and wasn't weak, he probably had a few seconds to maybe go on and challenge because he heard that player go in the backside alley. So he had time. He had 17 seconds. So in those moments, Ozone, you could kind of feel like one of the players was just feeling the pressure and was like, oh, I'm just going to challenge out everybody. But here comes the initial gunfights, and it will be Oddness who finds the first, but immediately it's flipping, getting that trade and trying to reposition
and center.
Watching that top of the cantina. But I love what ATK is doing. They're not even going to challenge JReeaps, but he completely is holding this middle side of the map.
Yeah, I thought Ronnie was going for it, but no, he's just holding his angle. Good on him. Someone got to make a move here, and it's looking like Tower and Swiz aren't going to be participating in these moves, but we are 3 up on both sides. Bomb is not in hand. No, they're staring at it right in front of them. Ozone is forced to make a move here. They are in that window. Here we go. Hobbs sees some action, has nothing left in his pocket. Flippin' making a move through the window. Oh my gosh, down to 26 gets it. Oddness pops the deady. Here we go. The action is going down. 3v2, bomb in hand. Oddness wins that one for no reason. Hell, 2. What were you doing, my man? Didn't hit it at all. 2v2. Got to get this bomb down, though. JReeaps has the cover. It's a tough one to cover with the sniper, but he gets it, baby. There's another one out. The nade is cooking, but he don't need it. Gets the bomb plated. Ozone. The teamwork is next level. I don't know if they're like communicating verbally or telepathically, because these guys, is exactly what's going on. Gets the bomb down, peeks it with a perfectly cooked nade. If that nade didn't get him, the AR was gonna. If the AR didn't, the pistol was coming out. I already can tell what was going on, and I can't even hear what they're saying. Oddness 6-1. Oh my gosh, that's JReeaps level stats. 3 streak on there. ATK very even across the board. We got ourselves an S&D match.
Next level teamwork, like you say, and that's exactly what you needed. You were down 2-3, and guess what? I think it was Flippin who got a little bit too aggressive. Once he went into top cantina, he put himself in a 1v1 with no trade potential, just the angle that Hav was watching. And Ronnie, oh, he goes down and takes one, but look, the middle of the map, it is covered, and guess who it is? JReeaps getting two with the snipes again, and You don't have the bomb, or excuse me, you do if you're Ronnie, but now puts himself in a 1v3, and they should have the information. But look at these angles being held. That Pope, he goes out for the challenge. Ozone, they are just covering their angles, covering their bases. They might be the best search and destroy team at the tournament today.
That's a tall request, saying they're the best one today. Best one on stream so far, for sure. We haven't seen Beaver Vintage out here yet. Or Pulsive, so I mean, yeah, I don't know about all that, but they're looking good for sure. JReeaps looking very nice. Oddness won a lot of gunfights that I think he had like no business winning that well, but you know, the guy just got it together. He knows what's going on. JReeaps holds down angles and he's able to push with the sniper. He's able to get everything done that he needs to. Then ATK, their stats are average. Look at this from behind, though. Oddness above average. Can't even count that as a trade because that's a 2-for-1 right there. Half the team starting dead for ATK now. Ronnie and Swiz going against the likeness of Tower, Pope, and JReeaps. And JReeaps is missing shots, so I think that just means it's covering fire because he don't miss. Pope all to the head. Ronnie is what's left. Ay, ay, ay. Ozone looking to go 3-1.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested. I think there's maybe a player that was trying to cross, and honestly, if you're just taking shots down the middle of it, it's basically saying, hey, you're not going to beat me from a long-range gunfight. I am here, so don't come out and challenge. Like you said, that was just maybe good fake covering fire, and you really don't see that too often, but the way that he's hitting it, he's been impressive, and again, they get the bomb down. They had the best information, and when you have a player watching middle and you know nobody's going to challenge, it allowed that flank to come on in from Oddness, get that two-piece to start it off right, and he's already 8-2 on the board. I don't think he earned that streak. I think he might have ended it at 5. I'm not 100% positive.
I don't think so, yeah.
But all the trophies are coming out from the side of ATK, and they're once again testing their luck over towards this A site, flipping. Oh, he might get the best or the worst timing, but number 6, it's all up to Tower. Seen him with the submachine gun in hand, kind of confusing because he usually runs an AR, but he puts himself in a good spot, and if he just stays alive, it could be interesting, but Ronnie shuts him down.
Yeah, Caster's curse there. He just stays alive, that's when he's going down. 4v3, finally ATK looking up and in their favor. They got the bomb, another player down. JReeaps a little slow on the sniper, holding down middle. It's very easy to play against going in the middle of the map around the sniper. He's gonna have to change those angles. They got one man cornered, but there's 3 more going a complete different direction. They're gonna have to turn this one around. I think ATK got this one in the bag. Bomb's gonna go down. JReeaps definitely in a downhill advantage trying to get over to that B site. Gets cornered, not gonna work. Finally, Ozone looking down now. 3-1, looking to go 3-2, a little back-to-back action.
And Pope, yeah, he gets caught. And unfortunately, I think for when JReeaps was crossing, he didn't have any ammunition left in the sniper, and maybe a little bit of a late call out from Pope that there was a player there. So unfortunately, just not able to get it done. But you find yourself in a very tough position either way. Pope is just trying to be sneaky, and guess what? It's not going to work. The Lord isn't watching over you this time, as it will be ATK winning that round. They pull it back within 1, and I'm curious if anybody's going to try to pull out the counter snipe. I would really at least like to maybe see the change in gameplay and try to take over middle of the map, because that's what's been so good for the side of Ozone, is they're completely locking down that side of the map, especially when it comes to transitions. It's forcing you to go all the way to back alley so you can't get spotted. But on the offense, I would like to see Ozone maybe push a B hit here. I would really like to see that and change it up. And then guess what? That's exactly what is happening. They're going to send, they throw out some stuns, some nades, and that's going to bait everybody out. You have 2 players watching middle, and they're taking their time going to B. But I think right now you just need to go. But again, the cross is on lock. Reeaps finds another.
Yeah, and it's like you pull out the counter snipe, it sends a message. You don't even have to hit. Because if you're the only sniper in the game, like the feeling you have is like you're a god. No one's gonna take you down. No one's gonna chow you. No one's gonna win the gunfight. Like you literally are the best. You have the best gun out there. If you're hitting shots like JReeaps, no one's gonna win that fight. So it's just sending a message. If you have another sniper, it's like, oh hey, I might actually die now. There's zero chance you die with that sniper if you're hitting your shots. So it's interesting to see if they pull it out. And looking here, 3v1. I mean, if no one on that team got the hit, don't do it. But they got to do something here because Ozone is walking away a little bit with it on a 4-2. The ATK is still not out of it. If they have those flank routes practiced up and down, they're going to be able to go all the way around the map. But it takes a lot of time, and it's got to be done perfect.
Takes a lot of time, like you said, but right there, again, they just switching up their strategies, and that's what makes this team so good at search and destroy. ATK, they're no slouches either. It just feels like they're getting outplayed. They're not guessing the correct counters. Maybe kind of having one of their players, in particular, Ronnie, feast or famine when finding first bloods. But I think it really came down to that round 3 where it was a 2v3 and Ozone clutched it. That was a big momentum shift for them. And Pope, he finds one, and Hob always there for a trade. Pope finds a second. And oh, look at where Ronnie's getting aggressive. He's going to have to take this gunfight against Pope. And will Pope be ready? No, he's not. Ronnie finding that kill. Now a 1v2. It's going to be JReeaps versus Ronnie.
Yeah, they have mid control, which they love holding down. JReeaps looking to pull this angle here, looking up top. Oh, he peeked him. I mean, you peek, you lose. It's JReeaps. You just don't do that. Come on now. Ozone 5-2 now. Just look at, come on now. Look at the reaction time. This is slow motion. What is that, like 2 milliseconds he showed skin and he's out of there? Jeez, man. JReeaps is just next level. I gotta know the trigger on that controller. I mean, this guy might even be on a PS2 controller, perhaps. Who knows? He's just next level. Good work, good work.
Yeah, showed a little bit of skin, but guess what? Twitch will shut that channel down initially, and that's exactly...
Unless you're in a hot tub.
Unless you're in a hot tub at ATK. They are looking to make a 4-round comeback here and take that 2-0 advantage, but this is kind of what we were expecting, right? A close series, neck and neck. And JReeaps, this time, he switches it up again. This is what makes Ozone so deadly. They're getting aggressive. They're making sure they are switching up and really throwing everything they have in these maps. But look at number 4. He could find a perfect timing, but no, Swiz. He gets caught out, and already you put yourself in a 3v2. And look at number 3, Hav. He has a lot of information, a lot of players to deal with, and the trade comes through. A 1v2. Ronnie, do you have it in ya? Now a 1v1. Wow. He has the chance to clutch.
Yeah, bomb is not picked up, but it's pretty free if he's able to make this move. No one's over there. I doubt he can read that. He can get it done right here. But this is Ozone's game to win. They got to get this to tie it up in the series. Don't forget how close that first round was. It did go in ATK's favor. But there we go. Shuts it down. What a flank. I mean... I don't know what he was waiting for. You got to get the bomb. You got to put it down. He played that way too slow. Pope should have made a move.
And I'm really confused because Pope, I think, just maybe the reaction time was a little slow because he was on his screen for a good second or two. But I believe they both kind of hesitated for a moment. But Ronnie, the shots are just too clean, looking like a Rice Krispie treat out there. But it's still ATK. They have 3 more rounds to go, and I'm curious if they're going to try to change up their strategy, kind of doing a middle of the map split in JReeaps. I think he got that information, but it doesn't matter. They just overwhelm the players over at this A site, and now Pope, he feels like he has to make a play. Swiz shuts him down, and this should be another round to ATK.
Yeah, I love he's able to work up through the middle of the map. JReeaps missed his 1 out of every 1,000 shots. You ain't going to get that luck again, but that could give him the round right there. Bullied everyone out of there off of the grenade. Oh, he almost had it. Took 2 players and a grenade to take him down. Ran right through the open field thinking he had cover, and that ain't enough to do it. 2 in a row, ATK. Just got to do it again. 2 more to go for S&D. But hey, Ozone got to win this one to tie it up. So they just got to get 1 together. They just got to get 1. I think going off the back of JReeaps holding down middle clearly showed that last time doesn't always work. So they got to pull something else out of the playbook here.
what makes a team good to great is making those mid-round adjustments, and it feels like ATK, what has been successful for them the past two is they've been ultra aggressive. That's what they've been doing, is because they know a sniper's playing, so they're going to have numbers if they just force stack it or at least somehow slip through. But look at how fast they're going towards A. They should have an easy roam, but again, they have nobody watching mid. They have one player watching the flank. They're still just waiting for anybody to poke out, but so far, they need to get this bomb down, because if you have this much control, you should be able to take a look at Flippin', and he will find tower, and that is beautiful, and it's going to force everybody from Ozone to kind of scatter. And look at number 8. He's going to be going up against Hav. The bomb is going down, but ATK, they're going to take this in a 4v3 retake.
Yeah, what's JReeaps have in his hand? He's playing like he has a SMG there. Yeah, okay. He was not holding down his sniper angles. I do like that they changed it, like you said, mid-round adjustments. See what it can get done here.
Ooh.
There's one. Oh, whoa, the double. Excuse me, sir, the triple. Swiz 1v2. Oh my gosh, JReeaps. It don't matter what's in his hand. He got you.
Oh, and now he has the information. He has the information. Guess what? He's just going to run away. Oh, and he gets the ace to end it. Oh, Zone. With a player down, guess who shows up? He can do it with the sniper. He can do it with the Vaznev. He can do it all. JReeaps with the ace in round 10 to send ATK packing in the map 2. And guess what, Chef? I think we're cooking up a series right now.
JReeaps 10-4, Oddness 10-7. Let's not forget Oddness started out real hot for that series on SMB as well.
Yeah.
So props to him. JReeaps cleaned it up. I mean, a full ace. Oh my gosh, man. Put the sniper away because it literally didn't work once. Like I always say, when it stops working, get it out of there. And he did exactly that. They weren't ready for it. They're like, oh boy, we got mid. And they're like, yo, we got the bomb. We got the round. JReeaps is like, and I got your body. All 4 out of here. ATK was not ready for the only adjustment they made, honestly. So like the same play over and over and over. That one change, they weren't ready for it. Out of here. ATK, very close on that one. Almost made the comeback, but Ozone, amazing work with that only adjustment you made, cleaning it up. 6-4 now, 1 up, tied for the series. Off to the next one.
Yeah, and this is the 50-50 toss-up map. Expo is the newest one. It was introduced, April timeframe, somewhere around there.
Yeah, pretty new. Yep.
Teams have gotten a lot of reps on it, but it still feels like that is also kind of a grudge match. You really don't know. Yeah, it's slow. Some of the strategies, you really try to get them into a spawn trap, and again, like any control, if you go 3 or 4 down, it's going to put yourself in a tough position, but it feels like Expo is just, there's a lot of ground you have to cover before you get onto a site. So if you're on the attack, you really have to be slow and methodical on how you want to get it done. You really have to play for picks. You can't always just want to be so aggressive and immediately just go out and challenge every single gunfight. Clear out certain sections of the map, be maneuverable, and just take your time when it comes to the attack. But once you get 2 down, especially when it comes to that A site, stack the hill. And I know Zuma, he preaches this all the time. If you get 2 or 3 players down, just stack the hill. Force their hand to have to charge you. Do not let them get in position for a retake. Don't even give them that opportunity. So I'm kind of curious who's going to be able to come out on top of this map 3. Chef, well, who are you thinking?
I just want to add one thing to what you're saying there. Don't get trapped as well, because the spawn traps are real on this one. You know, a lot of the other maps are tested, tried and true, like Hotel, how to not get trapped, but this one ain't as tested and it ain't as true. And like you said, there's a lot of space you got to go to try and get out of that spawn trap. Once you're locked up, you're locked out. You're out of here. That round's over. Who I got? ATK's adjustments are amazing. Ozone's tried and true methods are very true, and they get it done. But when they don't get it done, it's rough until they pull that one out of their pocket. Not many strats on this map, I'm guessing, for a lot of teams. You know, it's only in this mode here, trying to, everything's different with this map. It really is. I do love that they added it, gave everyone a little bit of a mix-up. I think ATK's adjustments that they're able to pull, I can give them the lead here. And they have a lot of heavy slayers on there. I'm going to give it to them.
ATK, that is your prediction here in the map 3. But guess what? The nades are coming out, and Pope has been frying this series. I mean, he's really just kind of been the staple. He has been the angle master when it comes to Ozone and the AR position. And then JReeaps, when he pulls out the submachine gun, it really is anybody's game. And Pope is on 3 in a row, still keeping it fresh, still keeping it funky. But it is the side of ATK trying to get anything they can. And they have a tick and maybe a quarter over towards that A site. But again, Ozone, they're playing fundamentally sound. That's the one thing I do want to point out. They are not looking to over-challenge, and they are feeling themselves, especially JReeaps. But it's Tower who's just kind of sits there, and he's been the anchor for the side of Ozone. ATK, I think they just need to start playing a little bit more to their pace, because it feels like they're playing to Ozone's.
Yeah, it's very interesting too, because it's just 1 or 2 players that's locking ATK out of this. They were just watching B like, hey, nothing's going on, I guess I'll turn around. And just then, when that happened, it's looking like it's able to get flipped. A is captured. B has some good defenses set up now. There's a nice wall they're trying to get across. Swiz making some movements out into Pope, and Pope gets cleared out. That's going to open up a little bit of a walkway here. We got Ronnie winning his fight, so the collapse comes in. Can Tower find a kill here off of Cobb? Doesn't look like he's going to find someone. Does find someone in the arena. Man, Ozone's starting to collapse in. Look at the spawns way out there for Ronnie. Like you said, a lot of walking to do. Try and get up in there. If you're ATK, try to hold off till those teammates come in. There's a lot of these inexperienced teams. They just run and gun and die, but it's definitely not what we're seeing here. ATK waiting to stack it up. We got Hav waiting for his teammates. Love what I'm seeing here. Ozone's in some good spots, setting up their defense. A lot of time for both teams, but let's wait until they see the collapse.
And the craziest thing right now is ATK, they're kind of one of the favorites in this pool next to Pulsive, and not to mention Beavers. So they're kind of the top 3 teams here. And if Ozone takes down ATK, they could potentially put the side of ATK down in that maybe bottom 4, and it could be one of those teams get swapped on their position. So it's very interesting to see if they end up taking this series. It could really flip and really not go the side of ATK, but oh, there a few kills are there. Oddness, he is starting to tear it up as he gets 2 kills in a row, but only 20 seconds left. If you are AT, you have to go. Oddness, though, he just gets shot in the side, and finally, a little bit of pressure over towards B, but guess who? It is the Pope who finds one, but the doubles are there, and now you have one last chance if you're Ozone to try to force them out of this hill.
Yeah, this is pretty much it, and that amazing double kill in there from ATK players coming in. There's the collapse, the defense. Now, ATK is absolutely insane in their turn-ups. They hear that ticking of the timer, and that's when that extra juice starts flowing in all these players and things start getting done. Wiz with a double, Ronnie, full team wipe, ATK. Just absolutely insane how they're able to adjust. And I think that was off the back of hearing that ticking timer in the end, 15 seconds left. Like, all right, guys, if we're doing it, it's got to be right now. Timed it perfectly. Everyone won their gunfights. I don't think a single body dropped once that 15-second timer hit. Ozone, amazing start. Couldn't finish it up. Let's see what happens on the flip side.
Whew, and it's 5 kills in a row for Ronnie, and I know he was chirping in the first series of the day, same with Flippin', but right now they find themselves tied up against Ozone. What is this? I have not seen that before, as he's trying to get a few little wall bangs, but look at this. It's a triple stack already in Ozone. They're going to get this second ticket A. If you are the side of ATK, you got to go. You got to fly, and still Ozone are finding the kills, and guess what? They get A just like that. And Ronnie, will he be able to get streaks? Yes, he does, and that means the world coming in on a map like Expo, where it's relatively open and you're maybe able to swoop a glide bomb into that B site. But how fast was Ozone to get that A site?
Yeah, Ronnie was looking for some cheeky stuff, and Ozone's just playing textbook, getting in there, capturing it, getting it done. Teamwork, 3 in, 1 out, watching. Amazing work. I don't know, can you get a glide bomb in here? I haven't seen that too often in this map. I don't know if that roof is open, but, you know, it's always good to have that in your pocket, of course. Hav, nice double. Ozone, quick work off the start. Oddness, not the usual stat line we see from this man. 4 and 11. Not too hot out there. Tower 4 and 9. Clearly this ain't their map. Ronnie sitting on a 2-0. Hobbs sitting on a 2-0. Yeah. Look at that. 6-kill lead. ATK, I think they just got to play off to their strength in gunfights. Just keep pushing these corners, hold the angles that they need to. I think that they could just win these off of respawns, which we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen it quite, but they have been so close. I mean, they took that 250 to 247 loss, so it is Ozone who really need to get a respawn win here as Hav. He's at 14 and 7, but look, they just triple stack it, and guess what? There's really not going to be a lot of time, and it forces the hand so quick, and this is what they do well on control, is they hop onto that point. Father Zuma, he's looking down proud on the Ozone boys.
Yeah, I love it just time and time again, keep bringing up the teamwork here, the coordination. I'm not sure who's in charge over there, who's calling the shots. He's calling perfect. This guy is insane. There's ever this communication, probably all 4 players coming together saying like, all right, not yet, now. And it's just immediate what goes down over there. ATK is good at adjusting, but no one's adjusting as quick as this gets executed from Ozone. Absolute insanity. The way they started that round off was immediate. The way they ended that round, immediate. ATK trying to get it together here for this next one. They have it for kills. Ozone has it for captures. See if they can meet in the middle somewhere.
And ATK, the crazy thing is they're such a talented roster as well, top to bottom, flipping Swiz, Haas, and Ronnie. They are individually gifted. It just kind of feels like at times they're not all on the same page. It just feels like there's a half a second to second timing off where either a player's not waiting or a player's getting a little bit too aggressive, but not right there. That was perfect, and this is what you want to see out of ATK. They are watching each other's backs. They are making sure the trades are not coming through, and everybody from the side of gaming, they should be able to get this A site. Yes, they do, and wow, there has just really been no defense coming in from either side when it comes to the A point.
Yeah, Ozone was bullied right into their spot, pretty much. Hav, absolute insane stuff. Like you're saying, each player is very talented. I mean, this man's 1v3ing, and the other 3 players just kind of do their own thing. They set up their own amazing god spots. They take on 1v3s, and you see Pope there just laying down the main way he's getting kills there, holding angles that are very important. And both teams just playing very different games. ATK, individual slayers, Ozone, teamwork captures, and that's really why we keep seeing these back and forth close games, because, you know, it's like brawn versus brain pretty much here. ATK, you know, obviously very smart players, but it's the teamwork. It's everyone using their brains, putting it together. And, you know, 20 and 9, nothing to scoff and look over about. They're up in kills again. I think they just got to hammer into these kills, and they're going to be able to take this easy.
And Oddness, he's going to be the first one to challenge, but Flippin somehow stays alive, and nobody went down in that engagement until a nade or Semtex gets thrown, and JReeaps, he's going to have to find one of these players. Can he take down Hav? It's going to be close. He actually picks up the AR, but oh, he gets taken down. Oddness grabs one. Can he find another one? Yes, he can. Oddness is there. But again, like you said, it comes down to the lives, and now 2 ticks of progression. They're really forcing this player back to come on in with the contest. Tower really didn't have much to give, but Pope, can he go massive once again? The trades are through. One more player left to beat. JReeaps goes down, and ATK one more round, and they're going to take back that series lead.
Jeez, Flippin had a triple, respawned into a double. There's a reason he's the boss. This guy is insane out there. It's like a slope that they're on, and like, they just get to it. They start off, they're warming up, they're getting good each round, and as it comes down to the wire, as the lives fall down, as the timer starts ticking, ATK goes into beast mode. They all go absolutely insane. Like their sensitivity goes from like 1 to 100, it seems. They're doing like 360s, killing everything in sight, getting hit markers on every guy, not missing a shot. Absolute insanity. Like Ozone needs to do that triple stack, just get it over with before ATK realizes they need to turn up.
But guess what? It doesn't matter. When you have 2 glide bombs, you're able to get a lot of map positioning. Oh, Ronnie. Some beautiful shots coming out of this man. 19 and 11, flipping 18 and 16. But Hav has been on a heater. 26 and 10. 4 kills in a row. He's looking for another glide. Make it 5. And this is where you want to put the dagger. You want to shut down the side of Ozone when it comes to these respawns. And that's exactly what's happening.
They're locked.
And currently everybody is in the trap. This is scary for the side of Ozone. You need to find an opening over towards this B site because Ronnie, he's covering that backside alley. But guess what? He knows the jig might be up as, oh, it's actually gonna be Pope who tries to find him, and he will drop only 3 deaths for ATK on this defense.
I think he might have pushed up a little too far, which made him spawn closer to A. Oh, there's the opening. But it is just Oddness over there. Can't really wait for a teammate. Has to make a move. Falls through. Here we go. Down to the B site. Flippin is in there on 10 HP, waiting to heal up. No one peeked him there. B is going to be the move, but he doesn't miss. 3 players. That's going to be a tough one to win. Ronnie gets a double off of Hob. Clears it out. Back into the meat grinder. 3 seconds left. ATK started it hot with the score streaks. Good Lord, ATK. They just turned up the whole round. They came out the gate with the heat, locked it down 3-1. That ties it up 2-1 for the series.
These players were throwing fastballs over 100 miles an hour. Hop 29 and 11, 3,400 damage. Everybody across the board is either even or above. But yeah, unfortunately, Tower 8 and 23, almost triple negative, and only 1,400 damage. Not to mention, I believe there's one more player. I think it was not Pope, but it was Oddness. Only 1,600 damage, and so you're really needing everybody to step up from Ozone. And when it comes to search, they're able to do so, but when the pace is set to them on respawns, this is where they've really been struggling, right? And it just feels like always one player hasn't been able to perform. Map 1, it really just came down to the wire. Everybody was pulling their own weight from both sides. Slay power was there. But again, it's that superstar. And I think it's been Hav this entire series, right? He was double positive almost in that map 1. He was like 36 and 21. And then map 2, he was still finding a lot of kills. And then in that one, 29 and 11. Probably his KD so far today is probably sitting around a 1.7 or a 1.8. You got to commend that guy for going big on his for his squad, but coming in to the map 4. Guess what, Chef? We're going back to a map I quite enjoy, Zarqwa Hydroelectric.
All right, yeah, I love seeing the pace difference. A lot of different maps here, so able to see a lot of different angles from all these players, what they're able to get done. 3-1 from ATK. As I was saying as that round started, they just had those adjustments, able to get it done. That last round, they just pushed it right in. They're like, hey, let's get this spawn trap. This is a side that we get it done. We got the score streaks. We got the gun power. Let's just lock them out of this whole map. Exactly what they did. Doubles, triples, streaking out for days. Amazing work from ATK. But now we're going into Hardpoint, right? Hardpoint, we seen that first round. Absolutely insane back and forth. Ozone was able to hold it off about 20-30 point lead all the way through to the end. ATK ended up getting it. So let's see what can get done here, because if Ozone wins this one, they're off to S&D, and Ozone already won the first S&D and put them off. It was a 5-2, ended up 6-4. They won it. So I don't think ATK wants to see this S&D. They want to end it right here.
They definitely don't want to see this one, because if it goes to the map 5, it's going to be Embassy Search. And the last time that Ozone played that, it was actually the first series of the day against Beaver New Look. They took them down in a 6-3, and there was, I think, JReeaps ended up finishing like 15-4 with the sniper. So yeah, you don't want to see him on a map 5. So ATK, be the smarter team, close them out here on the Zarqwa. But we did see it in the series prior to this one. They took down Zerf Simps 250 to 143. So you know the side of Ozone, they are comfortable on this map. And again, it kind of feels like some of these teams are really playing to their strengths, or they're allowing kind of that 50-50 map to slip on through. They know, every team has that one map where it's their weakness, and they might just be vetoing that and say, hey, let's just take a map that we're okay at and see where the cards fall.
Yeah, speaking of maps, she's loading up, so let's get in there, gamers. Hard point in the water. Let's see who can swim the best between the two teams. It is game point for ATK. Can they get her done? Let's see here. Logan and the crew, boss man himself, cooking it up. Gonna see, I think we're gonna see some crazy flanks. Gonna see some great rotations from Ozone. Gonna see amazing slaying power from Hav, as always. JReeaps probably gonna go off with the SMG. Oddness gonna get some triples that didn't belong to him. And I think we're going to go down to a 247, 250.
Another 247, 250. The chef is calling it out. He has all the ingredients to do so, but it's Ronnie opening up with that first kill onto the Pope. And I want to give a big shout out to everybody in the chat. I know we haven't shouted you out today, but everybody bringing a lot of energy out there. And I want to point out Pope's wife saying he's too old for this. I love that. Showing support either way, as the Pope has actually been tearing it up as he comes out to a slow start here in this map 4. But everybody from Ozone, they are back up into that P3, flipping. Oh, he hits a second, and that is beautiful time for the ATK because they're fully set up for the P2. They're going to give away the last 10, but you can afford it, as this is going to be the hill for Ozone. That could really be a game decider.
Yeah, I think everything's a game decider here. You know, when it ends at 247, 250, every single step you took could have gave you those 3 points for the win. So they just gotta play perfect here. And this is just cool play. And we're seeing this craziness from both these teams, these close matches, this everything's on the line type of gameplay. And everything's not even on the line yet. Both these teams are definitely not getting taken out. They're gonna make it to day 2 due to their records. So they're really just playing for a good seed. And I mean, Ozone, ATK both deserve it, honestly, from what I've seen. But I think ATK just is going to get that extra edge to take them out. You know, they've played the Simps already. They beat them. They've played Vintage already. They beat them. Now off to Ozone, who is 1-1 for the series. So ATK looking for that top seed. Ozone looking to not be towards the bottom.
That's the biggest thing, right? If you finish at the bottom of these pools or these groups, you don't make it to Sunday. And Ozone, I'm pretty sure they're in a good spot. And I do want to point out, there's a little update. Pulse of Gaming, they actually beat Zerf's Sims off stream. So it's a 3-0 for them. Pulsive is currently 3-0 and has a 9-0 map record. So they have already guaranteed themselves a series, or at least a top 3 finish for Championship Sunday. But look at the way the ATK they are playing right now. It is teamwork upon teamwork. They're not giving up anybody's angles for free. They're trying to find these breaks, and it could be Ozone with the spawns. They might be able to get the last 22nd, and that's the only kryptonite I think ATK has had. They've given up a lot of scrap time to Ozone in map 1 and then now here in the map 4.
Yeah, tough call, tough break there for Simps. I think they're going to be bottom seed now, and it's going to come down to who's bottom seed in Group B, because they didn't win a map, so Simps might be the one getting eliminated. I don't know if there's going to be a team in Group B that doesn't win a map, if we have to do a sudden death 1v1 or something. Not sure how that's going to work, but it's a tough break for them. Now they're at a 50-50 whether they make it to Sunday or not. But looking at our game here, it's looking pretty fire. Pope 1-8. He does got the 30 seconds on Hill, but look at ATK. You know, when we seen this first hard point, they didn't have the lead till the end. Now they are the ones in the lead, and Ozone's the 30 points behind. but are they gonna mimic it and Ozone be the ones that take it in the final 2 hills? Be interesting to see. They had nice setups, but ATK got the rotations. Honestly, ATK's looking like Ozone did in many more ways than one, with these rotations, with the points being ahead, but they also have that slaying power. That's that trifecta that ATK is bringing into this one. I think that's it's going to give them this top seed and ultimately, you know, probably a top 3 finish in this whole tournament.
They just need to close out this map right here and now. Don't let it go to a map 5, because even it could come down to potentially your map record as well. So you want to keep that in mind. And ATK, they're set up fully here for the generator. And Oddness, the shots are in. He finally actually... Oh, it will be JReeaps who takes down Ronnie. So it will be Oddness helping out with a few bullets, but it is the fragmentation of the grenade, the M67, that will do the damage. But guess what? Tower, can he go big? He finds one, and that should be a little bit of time here for Ozone. You cannot give this up, I think, if you're ATK. Don't let them hop right back on into it. And guess what? It's Ronnie. Can he find another? But no, Oddness is there still. Ozone. This kind of feels like a little bit of map 1, right? Ozone have been keeping it close. They haven't been giving it up for free. And ooh, a little bit of a leg spike there, though. Everybody is back, but it is only a 27-point game after the first set of rotations.
Yeah, great spawns here from ATK. Not sure if they set that one up or that's how COD put them. Ozone, again, amazing teamwork trying to get in there. But ATK, their solo strength is just insane. And they get 2 players looking 2 different ways. That's pretty much all they need for teamwork to get it done. 150 to 99. ATK just looking good. Double-digit kills across the board for all players. 2 minutes already on the hill, and they just hit 150, flipping. This man can do it all. And doing it all is what Swiz is doing with the gun there. 4 streak, 30 on the hill. Amazing work. Ozo's just walking right past. So like, you know what? Whatever, man. We're just going to go to the next hill. And ATK already got 2 over there. Hope. Can you do something here? 4 and 12, 30 seconds on the hill. You're the man in the position. You have to get this one done to get your team back in this. And he does.
Oh, and Oddness, he's there, and he's actually trying to push him out. Can he find one more on the Hob? That would have been a big kill, but guess what? Nobody's on the hill right now. And oh, it's Tower finding the kill onto Ronnie. So this still could be a chance on the side of Ozone. It's a matter of finding these kills. Tower comes in through the front, and guess what? The spawns have flipped. And Ozone, as long as a Tower can stay alive and get some support, he might be in a good spot. But Swiz with 3. Is he going to get the 4th? Swiz with 4. Is he going to get the 5th? Oh, he gets it on the park! Swiz! Are you kidding? The man just 6 feeds Ozone, and that should be the dagger. Swiz 19 and 10. The man just went God mode on the P2.
Full team wipe and spawn traps by himself. Swiz all on the hill yet. This guy's working angles, working that SMG. Oh, baby, it looks good out there. He is the chef on this map. That is for certain. As they all roll into the next hill now, Swiz brought his team up to a 2 times lead. Ozone has a lot of work to come back from that one. They had players in the right position. Doesn't matter. Swiz is going to come in there. 2-0 KD. Almost a minute on the hill. Amazing work here from Swiz.
And like you said, it's a lot of work. And guess what? We were talking about how it just feels like one player in the respawn from Ozone isn't stepping up. And guess what? It's the Pope. He might be looking to get recanted or retiring early, as it will be Ronnie trying to find one more, and a team nade comes on in. Tower, I think, kills himself. And so right now, if you are Ozone, you are knocking on the doorstep of being 1 and 2 in Group A currently. But ATK, it has been nothing but stellar. And before Swiz went on that 6 kill spree, everybody was right next to each other in the KD department, like 14, 15 kills. Nobody was outperforming anybody else. But then you had a superstar, you had a God mode type play. Swiz 23 and 11, minute in the hill, flipping 2 minutes and 14 seconds. But Ozone, I mean, 19 seconds, it feels like it's only a matter of time before ATK are able to close this one out.
Yeah, I love that, you know, all of them pretty much were just doing their individual jobs, waiting for something to happen, and that something happened takes the lead for them. Oddness has been getting some good doubles and stuff in there. Just had another one himself. JReeaps had some stuff. Tower able to get some good position. Coach a little slow on this one. But, Flippin almost doesn't get anything less than a double. The positioning not too great for Ozone on this one. Probably just not their map. Able to hold scrap on this one, but 19 points ATK. That's all it takes to lock this one down. Ozone, I think they just want to get to that S&D, but they gotta earn it.
Yeah, I mean, right now, they're doing it. I mean, that was a good P4 hill. They have the rotation to the P5, but now they have a few players drop. It's going to be the reinforcements. These are some big gunfights. Who's going to come out on top? And guess what? It's ATK. They collapse. Tower is there, and he needs to be the one to find a few more kills, but Hav is immediately there. Return to sender. Ronnie finds another one onto the Pope. JReeaps, can you go big? And he does for a moment. He needs his teammates to come on in with support, but guess what? It's Flippin, who's still alive. Swiz is there, and guess what? ATK. Oh, I might have spoke a little bit too soon, but 1 second. That is all that's needed, and now you just need to stay alive. You just need to stay alive. Can they do it? And all the knife comes out from Hav, and one more player left, and that is all she wrote. Wow. ATK. They will take the series in a 3-1 and take map 4 250 to 181.
Oof, man, what a round. ATK, just honestly like textbook CDL looking team. Everyone doing exactly their job. Very even across the board. Clearly all equally talented players. And they all had their little moments to shine. Flipping almost double kills minimum. Swiz a 6 feed. Back to back. Yikes, this guy's nuts out there. Seriously, great job, ATK. You earned top seed on that one for sure. What was Pulsive? I don't think that they won every match. Oh, they did. So I honestly, Pulsive might get top seed because ATK did lose that one round. So they might be a second now. So it's still a good series from them. Looking at the bracket, there you go.
It's interesting, right? Because we were talking about Ozone. They're the only team that, besides, I think, Pulsive, that hasn't dropped a search and destroy. So that could really shake things up. If ATK ends up winning the next 3 series in a 3-0, it could be an interesting course of events. But if Pulsive, if they end up losing to Ozone in that search and they go 3-1 like ATK, it's going to be a tie. And it's going to be interesting to see how that all shakes out. And yeah, like you said, you get to take a look at this bracket here, and I think we're probably going to stick with ATK versus Beaver, who is the defending champ. And if I'm not mistaken, Zaref Simps, they're already in a series already, so we can't hop on in to them versus Vintage. And then it's going to be Ozone versus Pulsive, but we've stuck with Ozone for 2 series in a row. I think we're going to stick with ATK against Beaver New Look with the next one coming up. Whew.
Yeah, ATK, I think they either have the consistency to keep the gas on, or maybe they used a little too much gas and they're running out. Beaver, I know that a lot of their players, very talented on that team. They always got those collabs bringing in other teams, so the cohesion isn't always there. That's probably why they lost, that one round, one match I think they lost. Against Pulsive. So they're 2-1 right now. ATK, Rio, second seed, it seems that they're gonna be sitting. But ATK Beaver, I think that's gonna be a really good one. A lot of very talented players, but the consistency from ATK looking pretty hot.
And the one thing I do want to point out, this is a Colorado grudge match. Beaver New Look going up against ATK, because I know Flippin, aka Logan, he has gone up against Koi and aggro quite a few times. And fun fact, Koi Pond is looking to get his 4th LAN event win in a row. Aggro's looking for his 3rd, and I believe Alu is looking for his second, if I'm not mistaken. So they are all on streaks right now, and then they had Cosmic joining on in. I think they had a falling out with one of the players who's also at this event. Morph was supposed to be that fourth, but a little bit of drama happening. Guess what? He's no longer on the Beaver X New Look. It's going to be a great series for sure. Chef, what are your predictions for this next series?
Well, I haven't seen Beaver tonight, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna come out of here. I know New Look was looking pretty hot on Twitter with their players coming in, getting them signed up and getting in here. But like you said, a lot of talent, a lot of history, a lot of medals on the back of a lot of these players. I don't think Logan's team placed last time. He fell out, like 5th or 6th place or something. They ended up losing it. And when I was there in person, I know that Logan's team was doing very hot, but he just hasn't been able to catch a break. And a lot of people like that, because it's hard to see, the boss man, the employee do good, because then you think it's rigged. But he's earning it because he hasn't been up there. If anything, it's rigged for Beaver, because they are chomping on it out there. Absolutely nuts every time they show up. Crazy players, all meddled up. So I'm loving it. I've seen ATK already. You're only as good as the last game you played, right? And from what I've seen on ATK, their last game, very solid. I gotta give it to ATK. I haven't seen Beaver, so I'll just give it a 3-2.
3-2 to be fair, in the favor of ATK. I'm actually going to go the opposite way. I think it's going to be a 3-2 Beaver, and they're really going to shake things up. Like you said, they are chomping at the bit like it's a good piece of timber. But everybody, when we come back, it's going to be the side of Beaver X New Look going up against ATK. But not before a little short promo video coming on in from Dark Fusion, courtesy of the Gaming Chef.
Yes, sir.
Thanks to our sponsor, Dark Fusion Systems, we'll be giving each of the 4 winners a $100 off coupon that they can use for a Dark Phoenix or Dark Phoenix Pro PC build. This will include a one-on-one build consultation for as long as they need, optional custom powder coating, optional custom USA handmade power supply cables, and more. All systems are made with top-tier components that are designed and assembled in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and backed by a 1-year warranty. So again, huge thanks to our sponsor, Dark Fusion Systems, for hooking us up at the LAN event. Be sure to check them out on their website at darkfusionsystems.com to get yourself a build today.
I remember we held every single hill before we fought. That's what I remember. I remember having 53s. And then the second one was nice.